It's interesting how leaders aren't really organically created anymore, just pushed into the mainstream. Like, besides government, who really has done anything the past 10 years? Thinking like maybe, Emma Watson was for the feminist movement, then it was Colin Kilpatrick for the Black Lives Matter, then now it's most recently Greta Thunberg, if you will, for climate change. The Swedish sorcerer, here to save the world for the first time. It's interesting. That's because of the hate speech and the censorship that surrounds anyone trying to push forward and try and make an impact. Because that plus social engineering and conditioning, aka brainwashing, programming, no one can really do anything that's outside the normal and be considered rational, because you're going to get censored and you're not going to be able to say anything that's taboo, because people will just get so upset. Because the way people are conditioned now is that they look for the negative context in everything. So if you say like, oh, it's a black guy, they're like, oh, why'd you say black guy instead of African American or something? They look for, like, say, they're trying to act like you're racist, and they're trying to find the negativity in everything you say, everything you say. So it's interesting because it's like, what are we doing? How much negativity do we have to surround ourselves with? That's why everyone's depressed and in therapy. It's crazy. I mean, how many people are in therapy these days compared to like 55 years ago? Or 57 years ago for that matter. Just like a random number. Anyway. Gibber's not here today, so I'm just kind of soloing it for a bit. And then tomorrow we'll kick back and get keen. This is just the practice run, just warm up, shoot my shot, get the reps in. Gibber's always not going to be here, so I gotta fucking trying to figure out how to get keen. Can you do it one person? It's hard. Probably need to do it with someone, realistically, a guest every week, besides if Gib can't do it. But hopefully Gib can fucking do it, and then we can actually make some fucking content. So hopefully tomorrow we get it in. If not, I'll have to upload this bad boy or look for a part-time replacement. Like a Joe Rogan-esque. But you just ask people that are like different people from different backgrounds, because then you just ask them questions and interview them. But anyway, let's get on with the fucking show, shall we? Let's get on with it. Get on with it. Whenever this show is just me just going into the insane. It's like, this guy started up pretty normal with my leaders, and then he just like, guy lost his mind fucking something from the 20-minute mark or something, and didn't really get it back. So we're talking about, I'm not going to talk about Corona, CBF. Maybe I go, it's going to be interesting with the passports, COVID passports. Is that fair? Is that inhumane, discriminating? Discriminatory behaviour. Because it's crazy, because you think, if you're a vegan, and you don't want to put meat in your body, you're not forced to put meat in your body, but you're forced to put the vaccine in your body, which could maybe be fair enough if it was tested and proven that it stopped corona in its tracks, but it doesn't actually stop corona. And with the multiple strains that keeps coming, it's kind of like obsolete by the time it actually comes out, because now we've got like the fucking UK strain and whatever, and the South American strain. Like I said, I was going to talk about corona. It's like, that's all you got to think about is corona, because we're in that lockdown in Melbourne 5 days, which isn't much, but we come out of a harsh lockdown. We've had curfews and everything, and now we're still getting normalised to that, because we can't trust the government to really let us free, because last time they were just like, yeah, we're going to keep it going because fuck you, and fuck your mental health, bro. And fuck your gains, bro. We don't like you guys getting bigger than me, so fuck you. So what happens is, obviously the people are starting to turn on the government, but we're not actually turning hard enough, because we're too feminized now to really do anything about anything. We're kind of like, meh, we still can complain, but we don't do anything. So we cooked it, bro. But I reckon they will ease restrictions, because they can't have to. I mean, we're not really going to do anything anyway, but people just open up. But this is like a little test, I reckon, because it's going to lock back down in March, I reckon. that'll be like the big kind of lockdown again, where people are just going to be forced to do the vaccine harsher. But till we get there. So Big Swole posted a video the other day. It was like pretty much about feminizing rappers and how they're bad leaders, but I think it got cut short because it was too red pill. That would have been interesting. I want to suss it. So shout out to Big Swole. Making an impact. Oh shit, hold up, man. Shit, hold up, man. Hold your ass up. Fauci got $1 million from the Israelis defending science. Take that, thank you very much. Has he ever actually done anything though? Besides like just talk shit. He's like, yeah, you gotta wear like 2 masks, they're 1 mask more safe. It's like, yeah. Why not 40 masks? Where's my $1 million? You fucking dog. They're trying to get in the minds of I go on Reddit now and just cringe for like 10 minutes and then that's about it. Then I stop, go back on it, cringe, shake my head, get off of it, and then power back up and then go back on it. It's like, has anyone seen this? She does on there's a few I go on. There's relationship advice, which is just completely just gimpy blue pill stuff. It's like, oh, is my girl cheating on me? She fucking hanged out with her ex-boyfriend fucking 4 days straight and fucking a holiday drinking she cheating me. It's like, yeah, no shit. There's also some crazy ones as well, like some fucking just hectic shit, dude. Like this guy's like, yeah, my friend jacked me off, my gay friend, and I thought that was I wasn't really comfortable with that. I wasn't really comfortable getting jacked off by my gay fucking friend. I'm not homophobic, it's just, fucking I thought it was rape. Then you go on XX chromosome and it's like just girls talking about their problems. It's like, okay. Girls talking about problems, just like, yeah, all the girls we know have been raped. Every girl has been raped. I'm pretty sure, I think rape has increased dramatically. I'm not sure if it's because more girls are getting raped to the actual degree of like getting held down and getting raped, or like they can just say things are rape when realistically that mightn't have been considered rape. Like if a girl's like having sex with a guy, she's like, oh, you know how they said no means no, or no doesn't always mean no? It's like that, like Bill Burr's line, where am I playing with it like no, like bad boy type thing, and then they actually can. But then later they regret it, type of thing. Like girls could just be like, oh yeah, I banged him, but I wasn't really that comfortable, but then, yeah, and it was rape. But then she was like, the next day, she was probably making breakfast for him or whatever, and it's like, where do you draw the line at what is rape and what actually isn't rape? Why? Because everyone's thing is like, there's restraint, and she's trying to stop you, and then she's like, yeah, it gets raped. But then the new definition is kind of like, if she's kind of not keen or she's kind of hezzies. But then I kind of hesitate, like say you try to hook up with a girl and then she like might not be like full into it yet, but then like you think you warm her up and then she actually gets more keen, and then that is considered rape. But it's like, then if you didn't try and like hook up with her, it's like she'll be like, oh, why don't you try harder? And it's like, bitch, you give me mixed signals. So it's just a crazy world we live in, because how many of the girls do get raped? But it sucks because now it seems like I'm just like backing up rapists. Like I'm a rapist. Look at that. I'm just saying, like this girl's like, yeah, this black guy raped me. But then it was like at a party and she was keen, and then she regretted it the next day. And it's like, you can't just regret it. You can't be like keen, and then if a dude doesn't say permission slip, sign it, and then has sex with you, and then it's rape the next day. It's like, if you're in a position where you can actively shut them down, because some girls say they're too scared to say no, and then they have sex, and it's like, how does the guy know that it's rape then, if you didn't say no, and you went along with it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you, we're not Professor Xavier, bro, we can't read minds. But anyway, I saw on that, but the X chromosomes, they don't talk about strategy, they talk about feelings. Like because I was in between that and the trans one. The trans one was like interesting because I'm just trying to understand the minds of a transgender for the rational reasoning behind like, how do you feel like a girl? Like, what does being a girl feel like? I don't even know what being a guy feels like. You know what I mean? Like if I identify as male, how do I know what a male feels like? Like, I think I just pretty much am awake. You know what I'm saying? Like, my eyes are open. I'm just conscious. Like, I don't feel like I'm a boy or a girl. Like, the whole social construct of feeling like something doesn't really make sense when you consider, if you wear a dress, like, say, I feel like I'm born in the wrong body, I need to wear a dress. And then you put on, like, a skirt. How do you know that makes you a girl? Because girls wear dresses? Because everyone says that girls wear dresses? Or are you Scottish? You know what I'm saying? With the kilts. So if I wear a dress, if I wear a skirt, why do I not feel Scottish? Why do I feel like a girl now? That type of thing. But they don't ask. Like, I was waiting for the X chromosomes to talk about the trans athletes that are going to go. I think they're going to be approved in high school, which will push them into colleges with the scholarships, and they'll take the female scholarships because obviously the trans are going to be better athletes because they have the bone structure. And I mean, it's hard to even like go into it and be like, oh, this is because men are better than women, because it's like, no shit. I'm gonna try and argue against biology now. I'm trying to fucking talk for 20 minutes about how guys' bone structures and women's are different. It's like common knowledge, and we get so confused that we have to fucking over-explain shit that's you don't even need to explain, and then people's fucking attention span is like 15 seconds. So no one's probably even got up to this 10-minute mark because they're just like, fuck you, Andrea Gronk. This ain't a Vine, bruh. This ain't a TikTok, bruh. This ain't an Instagram reel, bruh. The point is that they should be in dire threat of the trans athletes that are going to take over, because Biden pushed it and said it's okay now. But realistically, it's not okay, because what's going to happen is those male athletes, the trans athletes, are going to take the women's scholarships and their chance at getting a better education, and also helping them get out of poverty. If like, because a lot of people they might struggle financially, their family struggles financially, but then they have sport to always fall back on, where they're going to elevate their whole family structure, not just them but the people around them and their family, because then they can use sport. Like, look at Allen Iverson or whatever, like, single mom. Oh shit, I think she had him when he was a teenager, made it to the NBA, MVP, and dude can take care of his family. But girl athletes aren't really going to be able to do that because they're not going to be able to make college. Which is crazy, considering the whole feminist movement of we're trying to elevate girls, when realistically you're trying to hold girls back by not giving them unfair advantage when it comes to females. It's like, how you gonna... It's like, I met a status about once when I was talking about AFL trans guy. And it was like, it's like giving equality in the biggest form of inequality, or like giving perceived equality in the biggest form of inequality, which is not just them versus like a guy in like a fucking science match or whatever, which might be a thing in the future. You never know. Probably not, because science doesn't really make sense anymore. But you're talking about athletically, like, how's a girl gonna beat a 6'6" dude, trans athlete in, I don't know, basketball, fighting, or whatever? Like, it's like Brock Lesnar versus some chick in wrestling. It's like, come on, bro. In the heavyweight division. And, like, the heavyweight division for a girl might be, like, 90 kilos. Unless she's, like, full obese. But, and 90 kilos is pretty heavy as well, so probably not even 90. But Lesnar's, like, 120, probably in college. Or high school is probably 110, but athlete, freak. He'd kill her. So then that girl's not going to make it to college. So fuck her family. Fuck what she worries about. And then, yeah, too bad. That's just how it is. It's like, how unfair do you want to make it for girls? And none of the girls talk about that in the Reddit pages. They're just like, oh, well, you know, I look good today. And I was happy with myself looking good, and I didn't cry when I looked in the mirror. It's like, bitch, what about the goddamn room shit? Don't worry about no goddamn, I lost fucking 4 kilos, and now I look in the mirror, and now I'm bawling my eyes out crying because I look good. Or like, oh, I saw a bit of fucking cellulite and I have to do 2 weeks of therapy to get over it. It's like, come on, girl. Come on, girl. Well, fuck's no. But yeah, so I've been on that. White pill Twitter, black pill Twitter, the words talk about is race. And it's like, oh, I know, for someone that's not racist, you guys talk about race way too much. You guys care about race way too goddamn much. And that's the thing about the interracial People always want to bag white people. Like, white people just bag themselves, black people just fucking bag white people, because white people are the devil. But what are the positives with white people? Such as, who goes in more interracial relationships than white people? Don't worry, I'll wait. Tell me. Who? White people love every goddamn body. They go in the most interracial relationships for people that are supposed to be the racist. And they don't talk about that, because they always want to divide the people, man. Any fucking way. And there's also this thing about, like, white people, like, say the M-word the least. Because, like, the M-word's a bad word, and obviously it's thrown around in different contexts, but the pain that is attached to that word is stronger than the bond. You could argue, but I think it is, because the M-words, like, from black people talking to each other, it's just like, they could just say bro, or man, or cuz, or cuzzy. But if a white guy says it to a black guy, they want to fight and get angry in it, because their pride's on the line then, at that point, because of disrespect. But white people actually said the least, and because you don't want words to go, the best way to get rid of a word is just not say it, so it's like, loses its power. But obviously it's still pushed by the rappers and stuff, because they're trying to hold the black people down. And that's just the red pill insider information. But so you want to keep that word at the minimum. And who says the least? White people, goddammit. White people. Because it probably goes black people said the most, obviously. And then brown people, because they kind of think they're black in a way. Like Sri Lankans or whatever. And then Asian people say to each other, I swear. And then white people say the least, because we got the most to lose. Black guy said, you're not going to lose your job. White guy said, motherfucker going to lose a job. Oh, so it's been a pretty good speed run already. 16 minutes in. And, yeah, bro, I'm making the debut again. The return tomorrow, which is good. Get keen on that. Get keen. Maybe I should make one called Get Keen Up. We're going to go to the old format, just talk absolute trash. And, yeah, it's going to be good, bro. We're going to have some fun. I might just do this for 20 minutes, and then that's like my little reps, practice reps. And then I'll do something else in my life. Maybe I'll clean my house, vacuum. But, see what happens, bro. I'm not in too much of a rush at this point. Work tomorrow. Maybe I should prepare for that. Maybe cook some rice. Buy some more food. And yeah. I'll live the dream, boys. Or maybe I should do like a webcam show. Like Coach Creator, like, back with the coaching. Back with the Andrew Gang. Just copy like all his sayings and shit, like, just be like a full-on bootleg version of Coach Creator. Like, you should give me that piece, Steve. I'm gonna give it the buzzer. Like that type of thing. It should be full. Yeah, more. Fucking hell. And Coach Creator, so what a lad. Anyway. I'll keep going for another 2 minutes. Let's see if the podcast come out. But I was watching fucking Bert Kreischer's podcast, and that was pretty trash. I was like, come on, bruh. Two beers. I haven't really watched Bill Burt, which wouldn't be too bad, man. I don't know if Bill Burr really cares. He's kind of just staying alive at this point, the big man. Because that's what it's about, boys. Just staying alive. He's got kids. He's the ones that push the boundaries too much like he used to. So, you can't really expect much from him, except he bags white people a lot as well, but that's just, when he gets to that level, it's kind of like, it's risky. It's risky saying some real shit, because, what's going to happen? What is going to happen? Motherfuckers going to get blacklisted. Because nowadays, you think about it, they could just, everything's gone cashless, so the control on you is going to be a lot tighter, because say you say something, the government probably, I reckon it would have access. I mean, they don't act like they don't have access, but they have access to your bank account, they have all this shit access. And then it's like, you have access to your Bitcoin or whatever, and it's like, fuck, they could just hack into it. Like, surely they have elite hackers that can just do that shit. Like, these are money moves right here, you know what I mean? Like, the banks, they could fucking just go into your account and just take your money or freeze your account or whatever. Like, I remember the guy from, there's an old school fucking conspiracy where he snuck into Bohemian Grove. He's the manager of TMZ, so it's that big company. And he like snuck in. I don't know if it was before elections or whatever, but he snuck in and tried to get like fucking content shit. And then, dude, that guy's homeless now apparently. They froze his bank account, froze his assets, and he motherfucker lives on the street. Obviously can't get a job. He's cooked. So who's to say they can't do that in the future? You got no cash. You can't hide your money. So what if they just take your money or freeze it, and then you're finished? So I'm thinking that because I was thinking, how would you make money if you can't? Like, how would you rob a bank now once it's cashless? You can't really get the. You can't do the old get rich quick schemes, you know. Gotta be a hacker or some shit. So it's interesting going forward. I'm not telling you to be a fucking bank robber. I'm just saying, bro, it's tough out there nowadays. Just fucking hold up a store and be like, give me money, you dog. And then it's like, we ain't got money here, bro. It's 2022. Actually, 2025. There might be, maybe not 2022, even though we're almost there. We're getting there, mate. We're fucking getting there. But yeah, dude, because like hate speech and everything is gonna be at a higher level than it was just fucking. I mean, now. I mean, look at 10 years ago, hate speech wasn't even really considered a thing, unless you said you were gonna kill someone, like full threaten someone's like defamation. But we're talking like, you say something that's out of context. Like I remember some guy was like, "Oh wait, no, he didn't get that in trouble for it." I don't know. There's so many things you can say. Like, because they wanna try and find like the most evil way you said it, even though you didn't mean to say it evil. You can say something like, because you can't get tones as well when you read a message, so you can't really tell if someone's joking if they say something. Like they can try and prove it, but they it's like they come up with the exact tone you said it in. Like say you say something that's joking, anything you say that's joking can be considered bad. I'm trying to think of a fucking phrase to say. Like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think like he's my black brother, but you say it as like a proud kind of fucking tone rather than if you say it as like derogatory. I'm trying to think of a word, but I'm trying to think of a phrase. It's like, because you can take anything the wrong way. Like hate cunt. Like, hey, cunt, how's it going? But then people like, hey, people act like you're like, hey, cunt, like full angry, and it's like, I was saying it like to like a mate, because like in Australia, mate, you say mate when you're angry at someone, and then cunt's like when you're friends with them. So it's the reverse. But if you say like, hey, cunt to someone, they could consider it as the most evil way. Like you're just angry and full, like calling them a cunt, just like that. I mean, you are calling them a cunt, but it's like a friendly banter instead of like you're having a go at them, like full angry. But if you don't know the tone at which someone says it, then you can classify it as the wrong way. And that's how they do it. Where they could just classify something as hate speech and be like, oh, he meant to say it like this. But realistically, it wasn't even like that. It was like a friendly banter. But they just don't want to look at it through that lens. And then they won't even really ask. They'll just fucking cancel you and that's it, bro. You're finished. Going home, mate. See you later. Pack your bags. You fucking dog. So yeah, exciting times, boys. Exciting times. Get keen. I'm out. I'll be back fucking tomorrow, so enjoy your day. And yeah, have a good one, guys.